forewarned meteorologist Paul Hagan for a look at the impact out there and around
Yeah,
here.
it's not only Maria, but also Jose that was keeping an eye on offshore, and they're both offshore. That's certainly good news, and we'll hope it continues in that trend. Let's take a look at the big picture perspective here and show you where these storms are. Tropical storm Jose has weakened from hurricane status over the last couple of days. Hurricane Maria is still a major hurricane, Category 3 status, in fact. Let's zoom in for a closer look at both storms. We'll start with Tropical Storm Jose and where it's going to go over the next few days, and the short version is really not anywhere. It's going to drift a little bit to the west, but then it's going to back up and go east and gradually lose its tropical characteristics, staying offshore but still causing some coastal erosion, some gusty winds, and some of the outer rain bands perhaps affecting areas in New England. Maria is back to Category 3 status. As I mentioned, the maximum sustained winds 120 miles an hour. It's going to move past the Turks and Caicos Islands here east of the Bahamas and then kind of run parallel to the east coast of the U.S. That's good news because it keeps it off the east coast. Even that cone of uncertainty now does not include any areas, even the outer banks of North Carolina. So hopefully this storm is going to continue on that path. It's gradually going to weaken, but still be a Category 1 hurricane by the beginning of next week. Neither storm is going to have a direct impact on our weather around here. What we're in for the next several days is very warm temperatures, running around 90 degrees, which isn't quite record territory here, but just off to our west and northwest, they're going to be flirting with records. St. Louis, Chicago, even up towards Minneapolis today, about 25 degrees above average in the forecast for tomorrow. The one influence that Maria could have if it runs parallel to the east coast, dragging some cooler air down towards us by the end of next week. But that's a long way off at this point. We have a lot of hot weather to get through in the meantime, and we have some thunderstorms out there developing in the heat and humidity this evening. Nothing in terms of severe weather. We did have one severe thunderstorm warning about an hour and a half ago for Coffee County, some 1-inch hail reports there around Manchester. Now that storm has moved to the west. Everything moving the opposite direction that you're used to from southeastern Rutherford County now into Bedford County and down towards Moore County as well. Some spotty thundershowers elsewhere in eastern Middle Tennessee and the eastern half of southern Kentucky. A couple showers in the neighborhood of Clarksville, but avoiding downtown Clarksville itself. And some more thundershowers here in northern Humphreys County and some more back into West Tennessee, including Hardin County and Wayne County. We'll back up and put everything in motion. And again, these storms are moving basically from east to west, kind of drifting to the southwest a little bit. Tomorrow's storm chances are going to be quite a bit lower than what we saw today. When we see around Metro Nashville, it's just a mix of clouds and hazy sunshine. It's definitely hot. Current temperatures running in the neighborhood of 90 degrees right now in Nashville, just 1 degree below, but we did hit at least 91, waiting on that official high temperature from the National Weather Service. 90 degrees in Lebanon right now, only 83 degrees in Murfreesboro, feeling a little influence of that rain-cooled air that's off to your southeast, and it's only 77 degrees in Tullahoma, where it's not raining. It's hot, it's sticky out there, and that's not going to change a whole lot over the next few days. For this evening, our temperatures will gradually back off as the sun goes down, but after sunset at 7 o'clock, we're still going to be in the low 80s, upper 70s by 9 o'clock, and then finally down to the low 70s by late tonight, about 11 o'clock or so. By early tomorrow morning, only drop into the upper 60s, about 10 degrees above average. Some patchy dense fog early tomorrow morning as you're taking the kids to school or sending them out the door to the bus stop. And then it's just going to be hot and muggy the rest of the day. High temperature of 89 degrees. 9 degrees above average, but a couple degrees cooler than today thanks to northeasterly winds that unfortunately aren't going to do anything about the humidity. There is a fun event downtown as well. Bridgestone Plaza, the Preds are going to do a Preds lunch break. So it starts at noon, goes until 2 o'clock. You can go out there and just enjoy and kind of get ramped up for hockey season, and hopefully just the thought of hockey will cool you off a little bit because it's going to be hot and pretty steamy out there, especially for the first day of fall. 85 degrees at noon, 88 degrees as that event is wrapping up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And there's more of the same in store for the next several days, all the way through the middle of next week. High temperatures are going to be running in the upper 80s to around 90 degrees. Not quite record territory, but getting awfully close on a couple of those days, so we'll keep an eye on that for you day by day. Not much of a storm chance until we hit the latter half of next week. That chance of storms on Thursday should finally bring us some relief from the late summer heat and humidity, and then maybe it'll feel like fall as we finish off September and head into October.